Well, the T20 World Cup might be over, but our focus from T20 cricket has not shifted, despite the fact that we thought, okay, ODIs would be the focus. In fact, thanks to the IPL release and retention list being confirmed today, our focus is firmly on that. And well, gentlemen, I'm joined today once again for all of you who've been asking, where's Rahul Rawat? Where's Rahul Rawat?
Right.
Here's your answer.
And for a reason, he's flanked by us because we're not going to let him go. Which is why we put him right in the middle.
So, IPL releases, and this was supposed to be a mini auction, where teams kind of tweak their team a little bit.
We'll talk you through each and every update, but just first impressions, guys. 16 releases by KKR, the maximum, I believe.
Yeah.
15 or 16? 16,
16,
yeah.
I believe. 16, I believe. But,
majority of those players, I think, are domestic players.
Players.
Yeah, but then there was some notable
yeah. Fair enough.
Who these notable players, what's the remaining purse for each of those teams? We'll take you through all of that in detail. So stay on with us.
If every team really has made some very big releases, now that you look at it. CSK finally seem to be ditching the Dad's Army, tag. They've
stuck to the core.
No, but I mean they've let go of Dwayne Bravo.
But again, if you see the number of releases, I think there's just 2-3 notable releases.
Yeah,
we'll of course come to that. But when I look at the list of releases and retentions, I think there's been a lot of releases that were unexpected and a lot of activity which I didn't see coming.
Actually, in fact, the kind of releases or the teams that have released most number of players are the ones which didn't do too well last season.
Which is normally a trend.
Exactly. For example, Rajasthan Royals, they've retained the core of their team. Then Gujarat, of course, they were the winners. So they were also expected to retain the core and majority of their players. So these are the two teams, I think, who've released.
RCB have also not many releases from RCB.
I think because they realized that they have a pretty good team last season also. It's just that they couldn't finish it off. They couldn't business towards the business end. They couldn't pull those important victories off. But they have a pretty good team, and I think they've stuck to their guns, their teams, the team and players. But some of the big players,
yes,
of course.
Let's talk about surprises here. Any surprises for you, Rahul?
I don't understand, because last time I remember Rashid Khan was in talks with Hyderabad. In fact, he wanted to get the biggest purse as far as a player is concerned.
Correct.
So at that time, what happened for Hyderabad, they said we'll not be able to give you the maximum.
16 or 17.
So at that time, what happened was they said that we see Kane Williamson as our captain.
Yeah.
So the maximum amount that any player will get will be our captain, and that is Kane Williamson. And because of that reason, they let Rashid Khan go.
And now 1 year later, they've let go of Kane Williamson.
And now they've realized that, maybe they'll have to look beyond Kane Williamson. So, see, basically, you never know. Maybe a lot of these players who've been released, they'll go to the auction pool, which tentatively as of now is on 23rd of this month.
Even the broadcasters were confirming.
Yeah.
23rd, Kochi.
So basically what has to happen, I'll tell you. So it's not that you will have the auction straight away. So there'll be a meeting of the IPL Governing Council, the BCCI Apex Council, and there it will be decided where and on what date this IPL auction is going to happen. Now, as of now, it is going to happen on October, on 23rd of December in Kochi. But a meeting will happen, and thereafter it will be officially announced. So a lot of these players who've been released might just come back into the auction pool, and they, for example, Kane Williamson has been released by Hyderabad. He might just come back to Hyderabad, but for a lesser amount.
Lesser price, yeah.
So in the morning,
but somewhere do you see perhaps a little bit of miscalculation as far as sticking with Williamson, letting go of Rashid? Of course, that was something.
Now I think
now letting go of Williamson.
Yeah, now they'll realize the mistake, that because I think Hyderabad was one low profile team, if I can call them low profile team, although in IPL you can't call any team low profile, but and after all they won a title. It's not that they haven't won a title. In fact, they won different franchisee owners
and
earlier. At that time, they were Deccan Chargers, but now Hyderabad. So Hyderabad, the franchise, they have one team which always punches above its weight.
By the way, I think there's going to be that one team going into the auction looking for a captain.
Yes, because they released both of their two captain.
The front runner, the way I see their retentions, I think the front runner is Aiden Makram.
It would have been Pooran if he wasn't released also.
Yes.
I think, I don't know, Hyderabad might, if Ben Stokes makes himself available.
They'll go hard for him.
I think because they have over 42 crores.
You're right. You're right. Yes, with that.
In their purse, over 42 crores. So they perhaps are in the best possible position if Ben Stokes makes himself available for that next season of the IPL.
I think there are reports already doing
Yeah,
right?
I think the English media, Telegraph and Guardian, they have already reported that he is going to be available for that 23rd of December auction. So
Who's going to be Rashid?
Russian who?
Adil Rashid.
Adil Rashid.
Yes, Adil Rashid.
Adil Rashid, Mumbai Indians, they've released a few. In fact, they've released Murugan Ashwin, they've released Markande. Unless, because Rohit Sharma is their captain, unless Rohit Sharma has now decided that I'm not going to have a leg spinner in my team. So, Adil Rashid might just, if he's the only leg spinner available, a good leg spinner available, so then even Mumbai Indians can go for a leg spinner in Adil Rashid. So Pollard, they've released Pollard because he's announced his retirement and now he's been appointed as their batting coach. Now notable absentees or released players, Dwayne Bravo, for all his majority of his IPL career, he played for CSK. So
before that MI.
Before that, of course, he was with MI. Then Jason Holder, I thought another utility player, and you never know, maybe SRH can just have him,
just bring him back and make him captain.
And make him the captain if they don't get Ben Stokes or a player of his caliber. I think Ben Stokes would be a hot property in that auction if he is available.
Another Englishman who I thought would have been one, but he's not been available. Hales. He's just made himself unavailable.
Yes. So Shivam, if we are ready with our
Can we go full frame with the graphics?
There's full frame only.
Yeah. So let's start with the Mumbai Indians, the most successful IPL team. So what they've done is they've released a few players and notable releases. Kyron Pollard, Basil Thampi, Daniel Sams, Jaydev Unadkat, Mayank Markande, Murugan Ashwin, Taimel Mills and Riley Meredith. So these are some of the players, not all the players.
We just put together the notable releases for every match.
Yes.
So these are some of the notable names Mumbai Indians has let.
That tells you they have 3 overseas slots. They have 3 overseas slots as things stand because Pollard gone, Sams yes, Riley Meredith too. Mills I would have normally said yes, but Taimal Mills was replaced by Tristan Stubbs. So they've kept him in the squad. And so I think now Pollard and the other 3 are named Pollard, Daniel Sams, Riley Meredith. And of course, the thing with MI is they're going to be looking for a few first choice players. Because again, Murugan Ashwin was their first choice leg spinner. The 1 or 2 games he didn't play, Mayank Markande played.
Mayank Markande, in fact, he made his name, I think,
with MI. Yes, then got replaced by Rahul Chahar.
And then went to
Delhi Capitals. Then got traded to Rajasthan.
Where's Rahul Chahar right now?
Punjab Kings.
With the Punjab. They've retained him. I think he's one of the retentions.
So Mumbai basically, they've released 13 players. Now they have a purse of 20.55 crores.
They held on to Jofra Archer.
And also, there are reports, although these are unconfirmed reports. I tried to speak to a few people this afternoon whether the purse is going to be increased
by another 5 crores.
But at least I cannot confirm at this point in time. But yes, there are reports. So you can go with that. So that 20.55 crores can, if that 5 crores are added, would go to say 25.55 crores
in the case of Mumbai Indians.
So Mumbai first, let me tell you, Mumbai they've released 13 players. Players released, Kyron Pollard of course retired. Then you have Anmol Preet Singh, Aryan Juyal, Basil Thampi, Daniel Sams, Fabian Allen, Jaydev Unadkat, Mayank Markande, Murugan Ashwin, Rahul Buddhi, Riley Meredith, Sanjay Yadav, Taimel Mills. Now the players who've been retained: Rohit Sharma, of course, the captain. Tim David. I think Tim David now. Pollard is not there.
Yes,
I think he will be a regular in that playing 11.
Yes.
Tim David, Ramandeep Singh, Indian recruit. Then Tilak Verma, another exciting young fellow. Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Tristan Stubbs, Devol Brevis, Jofra Archer, by the way.
That was a big surprise.
That was a big surprise.
Jofra Archer, Jasprit Bumrah, Arjun Tendulkar.
Yeah, another big surprise.
Hopefully he'll get a game this time.
Yeah, no surprise.
No, yeah.
Didn't get a game.
Arshad Khan, Kumar Karthike.
He had done decently for them.
Yes, even Kumar Karthike and Ritik Shaukin, by the way, two young spinners. Then Jason Berendoff, of course, traded from RCB, and Akash Matwal. So these are the players who've been retained.
Yes.
So 13 players have been released. And
if I can just add to that, when you talk about overseas slots remaining, 3 overseas slots remaining for the Mumbai Indians.
Now let's go to the
any comments? Can we take some comments with
Let's actually go through every one of them first. Then
first, I think
yes.
Yeah. So the next team, Shivam, is,
let's see who we have next. Is the Chennai
Super Kings,
second most successful franchise.
4-time world champs.
Yeah. So CSK, they've released Chris Jordan, which I thought, because Chris Jordan, and they released Chris Jordan and Dwayne Bravo, both at the same time.
Yes.
Adam Milne, I think maybe because of he's a little injury prone.
Yeah, he did get injured in the middle of
and
last
for him
season
to survive an entire IPL season at times becomes difficult. Although I really like that guy, he's very quick. And at times, you need those kind of pacers who can get you wickets in the middle overs.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you have Haris Rauf.
Also, officially now we can tell you all those rumors about Ravindra Jadeja.
Well, now they've been put to bed.
Now they've been put to bed.
Him and Ambati Raidu too.
Ambati Raidu as well.
Yeah.
So they've stuck with them.
I think Shane would remember, because even at that time I had said this, because I got to hear from somebody within the management only, that he'll not, because the first right to refusal lies with the franchisee.
Right.
It's not that Ravindra Jadeja, if he wanted to leave the team and wanted to go to some other franchisee, the first decision would have come from the franchisee, and the franchisee had made it clear, because that's the contract, that's the agreement between the BCCI / IPL player and the franchisee. So that's the kind. So Ravindra Jadeja, of course, will continue to play for CSK. Now about Bravo, Chris Jordan, Robin Uthappa, of course, is now retired and would be seen commentating during the IPL, I believe. Have been released. Jadeja, of course, continues to stay with the team. So the players released, I'll just name them: Dwayne Bravo, Robin Uthappa, Adam Milne, as Shane pointed out, Hari Nishant, Chris Jordan, Bhagat Verma, KM Asif, and N Jagdishan. So now the purse that they are left with is 20.45. So why why it makes this purse become so interesting is because they'll have to have some recruitments. And I don't know. I think a lot of teams will go for Ben Stokes now.
Yeah.
But would CSK be in line for Ben Stokes?
I think everybody would want to have somebody like Ben Stokes in their team, because with Ben Stokes, I think the best thing about Ben Stokes is you don't know, I don't know. I think even Ben Stokes doesn't know what is his best batting position in that
IPL.
In T20 formats.
T20
He can deliver while opening. You can open with Ben Stokes. You can play him in the top middle order. You can play him in the lower middle order. You can play him one down.
You can ask him to bowl the first over as well. He did for England all through the tournament.
So I think the kind of I was surprised when Rajasthan, of course, didn't go for Ben Stokes.
Stokes,
Anyways,
yeah.
so the overseas slots remaining 2.
Yes.
Because, of course, Dwayne Bravo they've released and Chris Jordan also.
Chris Jordan as well. Yeah.
They've released.
And they had Milne also, but then they had replaced Milne with Patirana, who they have now retained.
Yes.
Hence only 2.
Next team, Shivam.
Let's see who we have next. It is Sunrisers
SRH.
Hyderabad.
Man, they've gone for a big time clear out.
Well, before we talk about the releases, just have a look at the remaining purse over there. 42.25 crores. That just tells you about the number of releases. And yes, of course, we're going to tell you some of those notable releases. Rahul, you want to talk us through?
There's, of course, we have Kane Williamson, the skipper, who they retained over
So yes, there's
Rajasthan.
going to be one team, by the way, who will, in all likelihood, be looking for a skipper when they go into the auction.
True, because they released
chances
their
are
other
they could
option
get Kane Williamson back, perhaps
on a lower price.
at a lower price, because earlier they were giving him 15 crores, I believe.
But of course, his form recently hasn't really inspired that much confidence.
That much confidence
That's
that you
also-
pay so much for him.
Yeah, so Williamson gone, no Nicholas Pooran. Again, someone who they had paid more than 10 crores for, if I'm not
Yes.
wrong. Priyam Garg not there. Romario Shepherd.
Actually, see, Williamson they paid somewhere around 15 CR.
Yes.
And for Nicholas Pooran,
10 odd.
10.75 or
Around
some.
that much.
So I think for this amount, you can easily have a Jason Holder or
Ben Stokes.
and Ben Stokes together by the way.
Actually.
Yeah.
Because I don't think for Jason Holder any team would, unless they have decided that he can lead us in the
And
next
to be
season.
fair, SRH is the only team really in need of a leader. Right?
Leader right now.
Because as of now overseas slots remaining for Sunrisers Hyderabad are 4 and released players Kane Williamson, Nicholas Pooran, Suchit, Priyam Garg they've released,
Yeah, very
the
surprising.
UP
Surprising.
batter, the UP batter,
Yeah.
Ravi Kumar Samarth, Romario Shepherd,
Yeah.
Barely got
the
a game
West
for
Indian.
Saurabh Dubey, Sean Abbott, Shashank Singh, Shreyas
Shreyas
Gopal has
Gopal
also
as
been
well.
released. Sushant Mishra, the young left arm pacer, I think he played the under 19 World Cup, very impressive, but didn't get too many games. And Vishnu Sood. So these are the 12 players who've been released by Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now their current squad, how does it look like? Abdul Samad, Aiden Makram. Because I thought at one point in time, because last season when it's an I don't know if I can call it, it's an insight. So basically, when they wanted to retain a few players, they wanted to retain Umran Malik and Abdul Samad came as a what do you call that 1+1 thing?
Package
As a
deal.
tag along.
Package deal.
So Abdul Samad, Aiden Makram, Rahul Tripathi, Glenn Phillips, Abhishek Sharma.
Yeah.
At least till here,
They look like those who are going to be
Yes.
featured in the playing 11.
Then Marco Janssen,
Yes.
Washington Sundar, another useful
Player for them,
off-spinner
yeah.
and left-hander batter.
When fit.
Fazal Haq Faruqi,
Yeah, left arm seamer.
bowled
Left
pretty
arm
good.
seamer
Kartik
from,
Tyagi,
Afghanistan.
Again.
Bhuvi, T Natarajan and Umran Malik.
You know, when you look at their bowling,
It's always been
it's
their
pretty
strength.
much covered.
Always
it's
been
pretty
their
much
strength.
covered. So I don't think, yes, they could perhaps be in for a leggy maybe.
Yeah, they will need a few.
They will need a leg spinner, of course.
And because they've released
And a
Shreyas
top
Gopal
order.
also.
And a top order.
Well, I don't,
No, actually, an opener more than anything else. Williamson was their opener. So
I think they can open with Aiden
Abhishek
Makram.
Sharma
Makram
was
and
there.
Abhishek Sharma
They
can
can-
open, baby.
yeah.
But I think the leadership role, again, nobody knows. Rahul, any insight on what's really happening in this Hyderabad camp? They don't have a leader as things stand.
I think, see, they can always have a Ben Stokes as their
Or
captain
Holder.
if they manage to, rope him in.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, Aiden Makram, not a bad choice. Not
He's
a bad
led
choice.
South Africa
Exactly.
at 19 level.
He's surprised us all with his form in white ball cricket, you know.
Exactly. And then Jason Holder is also available in the
who by the way has played for SRH.
Exactly.
SRH, yeah.
So
it will be homecoming
so
for
I
him,
think
if at all.
at this point in time, I think if I look at this list of available players that Hyderabad has, so it doesn't look too bad. I
Yes.
think you already
I
have
agree with
around. See, Abdul Samad, I'm not too sure. Aiden Markram, I think should feature in the 11.
Yes.
Rahul Tripathi will
Will feature,
Glenn
yes.
Phillips should feature. Abhishek Sharma will feature.
Yes.
Marco Jansen could
Will,
feature.
and
Washington
mostly, yes.
Sundar will
Will
feature.
feature.
Yes.
Fazalak Faruqi, I think should.
Might, because it'll be between him and Jansen.
Yes.
Yes. Also,
Yes.
there's a Natarajan.
Yes. No, but with Marco Jansen, it gives them an
Batting option.
Batting option.
Yeah. And then you have Bhuvi will feature. Natarajan, Umran Malik will feature. Natarajan, I'm not too sure. So at least I have counted 9 players.
8 to 9 players,
out
yes.
of these remaining players who've been
Retentions.
retained. So 8 to 9 players. I'm saying at least out of these 9 players, 7 will surely play in the 11.
Correct. So
Absolutely.
they actually have a pretty good
And
core.
now they are
yes.
left with a purse of say 42.25 crores.
Which is
They actually have left themselves in a good position to go for a Ben Stokes, go big for a Ben Stokes.
Yes.
So I'm saying if they go for, they will need a leg spinner. I think they should.
Yes.
They could go for Rashid too.
They could go for Rashid. They could go for Mayank Markande as well. Again, decent IPL experience.
But of course, he's been kind of floundering in recent years. But
Yeah.
again, not the worst option if you want to go for
I think there's Nadeem as well available. But you
Nadeem
want a
is,
right hander.
Nadeem is-
No, I just wanted to check how much did they pay for Shreyas Gopal at the auctions.
I think they got him for a very low price.
Yeah, Shreyas, I think a couple of years back you paid around 7-8 crores to
But that was
Rajasthan.
No, I'm talking about this.
This time I don't think they
again,
went for too much money.
Yeah, no, not a lot.
So maybe they can have him back in the, because he's not just a decent leg spinner, but
Can
he
bat a
can
bit
bat
also.
also, left-hander.
yes.
So that's one thing. So see, out of these players, I think Glenn Phillips and Aiden Markram, it will be a choice, although because they have
They kind of two middle order.
they have a
Yes.
decent Indian fast bowling attack in Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Umran Malik,
Natarajan.
Natarajan also can be part of that 11. Then you have Karthik
Washi.
Tyagi. I'm talking about the fast bowlers. say.
fast bowlers.
So
Their
they can
bowling,
make up their
bowling looks sorted. I think just the spinners missing.
they can make up their fast bowling attack with just the Indian bowlers only.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
so now if I'm saying Glenn Phillips and Aiden Markram should play in that 11,
Yeah.
if they, so they're still left with two
Players.
foreigners
Two
who can
foreign
make it to that
players,
11.
yes.
It could be a Ben Stokes, it could be Ben Stokes and Jason Holder, who gives you an option of a bowler and a lower middle order batsman
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
So and with that purse of 42.25, I think they must have set their sights on a Ben Stokes and
Perhaps. They've got all the money to do that.
and maybe Adil Rashid. Adil Rashid, by the way, is not just a pretty good leg spinner,
Can bat,
but
can really
but
bat.
a decent batsman too.
It's a perfect number 11 to have.
To be fair, if he bats in an IPL team, he'll bat higher. 100%.
Perhaps.
Yeah. So do we have the next team, Shivam?
That's okay.
Punjab.
then.
As expected.
Punjab Kings.
Punjab Kings. Every time
They're the disruptors.
you have an every time you have an auction, you will see Punjab will retain least number of players.
Correct.
Yeah.
And if you have a trading window, they will release most number of players. So they start from scratch. This time, of course,
they love doing their Diwali cleaning.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and they've
every
never
time.
been able to get that
Core.
core, and
It's
also
probably this reboot and reset model that they have, which has denied them.
Contributed to- yeah, of
yes,
course, of
denied
course.
them silverware.
they've never been able to
Again, a new
crack
captain
that
all
core.
over again, and you don't even know if that's a long-term captain. Perhaps not.
What if his form remains like it has in recent times?
Well, he still finished in the top 4 as far as run scorers go.
IPL Shikhar is pretty
Something else,
okay.
right?
He's pretty okay. He might not
No.
strike.
Yes.
130, 40.
Yeah, he may not have a strike rate of say 170, but he finishes with a pretty okay strike rate.
Strike rate and decent runs on the board.
But the first notable release that Punjab did was Anil Kumble, their coach. He was released as expected.
But to be fair, he got a longer run than most of their players.
Yeah.
And I think KL Rahul also didn't have a great time with Punjab, so he also chose
requested,
to
yeah.
chose to move to
Lucknow Super
Lucknow
Giants.
Super Giants.
Lucknow Super Giants.
So of course they have a change at the helm. Mayank Agarwal,
Yes,
actually,
Mayank Agarwal has been
Agarwal has
released.
been released,
Yes.
Yeah, so the coach is out. Mayank Agarwal is out. You never know. Maybe they might just have him back,
But a lower
not
price.
at,
Lower
at that price because
How much did
12,
you pay for him? 10?
I think
12
12.
crores.
I think
12
12
crores.
12 crores for Mayank Agarwal. I
But then,
think.
to be fair, I don't think they would need him now because if you have Shikhar as your first choice opener along with Johnny Bairstow, you're pretty sorted. And Mayank in the middle order is a little underwhelming.
Yeah. Well, he's done good a couple of times.
Okay. The
a couple
problem
of
is
times.
he's only played in the middle order because you needed to accommodate him because he was the skipper.
Yes.
Now that problem is not there. He's
No,
no
that
longer the
problem
skipper.
is
Now
not
he's in
there.
your team.
Yes.
You can actually have a decent
But
middle order.
surprising that they let go of Webb of Arora.
I was very surprised. The Webb of Arora did so well for them last
So
year.
well and showed glimpses of excellence.
Good pace.
Yeah.
Was very consistent
Yes.
with his lines. Was surprised. But then again, this is Punjab Kings. They are the.
Where is he from? Punjab, is he?
He would be from.
He would be? Rahul, any idea?
Sorry?
Vaibhav's originally from Punjab, is he?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think. I'm not too sure.
But I think he had done decently well for them.
Yes,
I don't know. He's
yes,
from
yes.
Punjab. Even Sandeep Sharma, of course, he didn't really play an awful lot. I think last year he was in and out of the team. And again, there's no surprises that they have.
Born in Haryana and play for Himachal.
Okay,
There's the
then
answer.
Shivam's got the answer.
Yeah, but normally Punjab are one of those teams who tend to keep a strong North Indian core. So anyway,
Well, it doesn't help on the field really, even if you.
because they can't build a team.
Yes.
As is proved time and time again. And they are also now going to this mini auction.
Anything else with regards to Punjab Kings worth talking about? Shane?
Odin Smith, of course.
No, Mr. Nonek is gone.
Mr.
They
Nonek.
couldn't get his jersey right, so I think he has also been offloaded. Vaibhav Arora, Benny Howell, Ishan Porel, Ansh
man.
Patel, Prerak Mankad, Sandeep Sharma.
Yeah.
I think.
He's an IPL veteran.
Yeah.
He'll still find a contract. I
So
still think
some team will bag him even as a.
for him, Unadkat, even though Unadkat's been released, I think these guys will manage to find some space in some team.
Yeah.
And then, so they have a prize, they have a purse of 32.2 crores,
Yes.
which isn't too bad. That's the second biggest purse that
that
any
they-
team
yes.
has in this IPL auction. And then, so the players who've been retained, Shikhar Dhawan, of course, will captain the Punjab Kings team.
Yes.
Then Shah Rukh Khan, of course, had a very mediocre last season. Even his domestic form isn't too great thereafter. Then Johnny Bairstow is there. Prabh Simran, I think he got a few runs today. Prabh Simran for Punjab.
This is the same Prabh Simran, right, Sachin?
Yeah. बैट से आवाज आती है. भानुका राजपक्सा.
Who was, to be fair, regular for them last year.
Yes.
After I think
After the first few games, they dropped him, then he came back.
he played a few first few games, then was dropped for Bairstow.
I think it was best.
Bairstow, and then they realized because Bairstow was going through an awful form,
Phase.
so
Yeah.
they got him back. Rajpaksa back.
And to be fair, I think they wanted to drop Odian, but they didn't have an extra bowling option.
Yeah.
So then
Jitesh Sharma, another bright prospect, wicket-keeping batsman, hard-hitting batsman. Then Raj Angad Baba, the under-19 star. Rishi Dhawan, of course, he's there. In fact, he got a few games also.
Yeah, he bowled a bit. batted a bit.
Rishi Dhawan? Yeah.
You
Then
need
the
it.
big
Yes,
one,
yes.
Livingston, the big
No
one.
surprise. that
No
they
surprise.
retained him.
Yeah.
Atharv Taide, Arshdeep Singh, another.
Again, no surprise.
Baltej Singh, Nathan Ellis is also there. Kagiso Rabada, Rahul Chahar, and Harpreet Brad. So these are the players who've been retained. Now overseas slots remaining 3. I think a lot of teams are eyeing for Ben Stokes if he is available.
Yeah.
And surely Punjab and Hyderabad would be at least
The front runners perhaps.
Yeah, because they have the most money to burn.
Most money. Yes.
Then the next team.
Can we check what the next team is? Shivam?
KKR.
Kolkata Knight Riders.
Chalo.
Two-time
My turn
champions.
to shine. All right.
Shane, the floor is all yours.
So, okay, let's see. Notable releases. Again, Cummins had announced that he won't be playing this
yes.
year. He wants to focus on Test ODI
Same
cricket
with
and
Sam
Ashes.
Billings.
Same with Billings. Shivam Mavi, by the way, they persisted with him for 4 years.
Yes.
5 actually. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. finally given up on him.
He and Nagarkoti
They were
joined the
not-
same time.
Yes, same year, because that was after the
After the
under 19
after the
World
under
Cup.
19 World Cup.
Yeah. Nabi getting released, not really much of a surprise, didn't get a game.
Yeah.
Same with Chamika Karunaratne, Aaron Finch again, not really a surprise. Hales, I think
Hales.
they would have retained, but he also has chosen
he?
not to. Yeah.
Okay.
Alex Hales,
He, he announced that he
He's
won't
announced
be.
that he's
yeah.
Yes.
not going to
Otherwise, I did the research, and because KKR had signed Finch as a replacement for Hales, the team could have chosen to either release both of them or stick with both of them. It was
Yeah.
their choice what they wanted to do. They would have kept Hales considering the form he
Definitely
was
would
in.
have, definitely.
But no, Rahane again, not really much of a surprise, and no Sheldon Jackson.
But I have a
saving
feeling,
us a lot of trouble.
Rahane and Jackson will be two players they would probably want to get back at a lower price.
But then Rahane they got at base price. Unless they tell him to lower
is
that
that?
2 crores.
2 crores.
So unless they tell him to lower his base price, then take him back. And to be fair, now if you
See,
look at
you
the
saw
opening,
him play this season.
but his SM80 form was abysmal. Really, it wasn't good.
He led Mumbai though.
And led them to the title. But
To led them to victory.
yeah, but it says a lot that despite the presence of Chandrakant Pandit, he's still no longer there. But of course, speaking of the coach and everything, I think KKR have been the one team most active in the trade window. 3 players in. So they actually retroactively replaced Pat Cummins, Sam
Yes.
Billings, and by bringing in Shardul, I think they've boosted their all-rounder options. Lower down the
yes,
order.
yes.
Although I am never really a fan of his death bowling. He always gets stumped.
But
Shardul.
remember, they could have had more money, but now they'll be giving 10.75 to him.
Yeah, so 10 crores to Shardul, 10
exactly.
crores
So that's
combined for about Gurbaz.
So he is definitely making to the 11. Of course,
100%.
Chandrakant Pandit
Would know
is
him
a
very
key
well.
role over here.
Don't
Otherwise,
forget who the captain is also. From Mumbai.
absolutely
Lad.
from Mumbai.
Shreyas
Yes,
Iyer.
yes.
But they have one of the lowest
Can you
remaining
get,
purses.
Wait a second.
Right.
This is KKR, right?
Yeah.
KKR have got
7.05 only.
I don't think they intend adding too much to that
Adding
squad.
too much. Which
Maybe
is
they'll
why
bring in
you'll only perhaps see them going for players who are available at base price.
base price and people to fill out the squad. I think, but they do need 1 or 2 players. Maybe another.
By the way, they've got Ferguson, huh?
Yeah, they brought in Lockie Ferguson,
Yes.
Ramanala Gurbaz. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. Gurbaz, I think, is going to be their new opener. Because again,
Quite possible.
he did really well opening in the Asia Cup for Afghanistan. Didn't get a game for Gujarat last year. Lockie, by the way, I was very surprised.
Very
Gujarat agreed
surprised
to
Gujarat
release
let him go. Yes.
He played
And we'll come to
13 games
Gujarat.
for them last year.
Rahmanullah Gurbaz might just open with Venkatesh Iyer.
That will be the
Yes.
opening pair. Yes.
Yes.
Then one down would be your
Nitish Rana, Shreyas Iyer.
Nitish
It
Rana,
will depend
Shreyas
on left,
Iyer.
right, no?
Then I think Shreyas, irrespective of whatever happens, I think will bat at number
3.
3.
Yeah.
He's the captain.
Regardless.
Unless, as he mentioned, that at times he gets a call from
The
higher up.
CEO.
So, anyways, then you have Nitish Rana. I don't know whether he will get all the games or not.
To be fair, he's had a good SM80 and
Yeah.
he's one of their
Yes,
regular
yes.
players.
So,
And you don't want him to put another story.
yeah, then you also have Sunil Narain,
Andre
Lockie
Russell,
Ferguson,
Lockie
of course,
Ferguson.
is back in this team. Then you have Andre Russell as well, Tim Saudi, Umesh Yadav, Harshit Rana, Varun Chakravarti. I think, because they retained these players, although not for exorbitant prices last
No,
time.
but Varun was retained. Yeah.
For
Yes.
how much? I think 7?
7-8 crores, I
Yeah.
think.
So,
I think that's why they're still sticking with him.
and he didn't play the last few games.
Yeah, they had
for
dropped
them.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
His form was
But
poor.
they haven't released him.
No, they had dropped him, then brought him back. And when they brought him back, his form improved. I think that's why they didn't release him.
So that's KKR.
So-
Their their purse is
7.05
Again, they're only going to look to fill out squad options.
3 overseas options also remaining with them.
But I think they're not going to go big for anyone. Not with 7.05 crores
yes.
in your kitty.
Yes.
Now the next team, Delhi
I think
Capitals.
they've really stuck to their
Core.
Yeah.
Yes, they have. They have.
Very few real
And since you
releases.
have talked about the Delhi core, let's just see who they have. All right then, Delhi Capitals. Skipper Rishabh Pant, of course. David Warner, Prithvi Shaw will be your openers. Then you've got Tripal Patel, probably not going to feature in the 11. Robin Paul
won them a few games last time.
Yes.
100% starting.
Yes, 100% starting. Sarfaraz Khan as well. Yash Dhul didn't get a game last time, but again,
Young
he's a young prospect and they would want to stick with him going forward.
Oh, they're one down.
Yes, so Mitch Marsh, they've got Lalit Yadav played for them last year quite a bit, played a couple of handy knocks. Akshar Patel, Enric Nokia, lots of fast bowling options with Delhi if you see. You got Nokia, Sakaria, Nagarkoti is the one they traded with.
Nagarkoti they bought in the auction last year.
Did they?
No, the one who they traded for Shardul was Aman Khan.
Incidentally,
another Mumbai lad.
Then they've got Khalil, Lungian Gidi.
Khalil bowled well last season.
Yes, Khalil bowled well last season. Then
Did he play domestics this year?
Lungian Gidi bowled well in the tournament in the T20 World Cup. Yeah, 4 wickets against India.
Even now, so see, David Warner, I think irrespective of his form, I think will start. Will start in that 11. Then I'm talking about, see, as you said, Robin Powell will be there in the starting 11.
Absolutely.
So as of now, see, David Warner, if you Mitchell Marsh will surely be there.
Yes.
Then Enric Nokia, I think should be there.
Choice, yeah.
Absolutely.
Should be there.
They let go of Rabada to retain him.
So I think these are your first 3 short players who will feature, foreign players who will feature in that 11.
And Rothman.
And you're saying
Rothman,
Rothman,
of course.
Pass.
Yes.
Because he won them more than a few games last year. Decent with the ball also.
Because I think for Mustafizur, because Mustafizur is a pretty good left arm pacer, just that or whatever you may call him. Because last season Khalil was pretty impressive. So
Kuldeep also regular in the last season. You do expect him to start all the games.
I think these would be your 4 foreign players to start with: Mitchell Marsh, Robin Powell,
but still
David Warner.
Decent money for Delhi. You know, if they want to cover a couple of bases, which for me would be maybe just another backup opener
and a keeper. They don't have a backup keeper because they let go of
Can Lalit keep the wickets? No.
Not to my memory.
No, Lalit. I think he can bowl, do some bowling though, but not keep the wickets. Sarfaraz can.
I think
Sarfaraz can.
So I think their 11 looks
but decent purse money for Delhi going into the auction.
Warner and Prithvi Shaw, as you said, Mitchell Marsh would be there at number 3. Rishabh Pant will bat at number 4. We'll have to see if Sarfaraz gets into that 11. Then you have Lalit Yadav is there. Then you have Robin Pal at number 6, 5 or 6. Then Akshar Patel is there. I don't know.
He did play mostly.
No, I'm just wondering if he'll get to bat at number 7 or 8. Okay, Akshar Patel is there. Then comes your fast bowlers. By the way, Kuldeep Yadav is also there.
Nokia, Kuldeep
Yadav number 8. Then you have Nokia number 9 maybe, and 10, 11 would be your 2 other fast bowlers. Could be Khalil Ahmed at number 10, and then one more slot to fill, that number 11. That could be.
Pacers left, huh?
Maybe an all-rounder.
Maybe.
So they also have
someone like a Dhul.
No, but I think they still have a place to fill in for
decent person.
Because again, remember last time Mandeep also got a few games, but didn't really impress.
Any surprises that slot? I think
KS Bharat being released?
Not really, because he didn't really. See, first off, they only need a backup keeper if Pant is your captain.
In fact, last time they kept switching between these players. Bharat, Mandeep, and then Sarfaraz also. I think.
He also got a couple of games.
He also got a few games then. Then can we have the next team, Shivam?
Okay, let's see who we've got next.
Okay, Praneeth Dattai Singh is IPL love story with Windies players over.
Okay, with Bravo and Pollard.
See, and not to forget Nicholas Pooran.
No, but
he's
still going to be around.
No, I'm saying 3 big players who used to find a place not just in the squad, in the 11, just by going by their reputation.
But by performances.
Not by the performances, I think.
That's also true.
No, but to be fair, I think Dwayne Bravo is a
Purple Cap winner. Let's not forget.
He's a T20 great.
Legend.
Yes.
Tyrone Pollard is a T20 great. Nicholas Pooran
probably not a T20.
In fact, if I'm not wrong,
do you know one dubious record that Nicholas Pooran has?
Scoring in losing causes?
No. He's played a maiden over in a
power play.
Super over.
What?
Where? When?
Caribbean Premier League.
Oh my goodness.
What are you saying?
Sunil Narine was bowling.
Speaking of Caribbean players, Sunil Narine and Russell. Both are there and both are certified
in the same
starters.
team?
Yes, and both are certified starters. We are not dropping them.
He played an
Maiden
entire
over?
maiden over.
In a super over.
In a super over.
Jesus.
I still find that hard to believe.
And now,
Okay,
of
so
course,
that's trivia for you.
speaking of underachievers, Royal Challengers Bangalore. Well, they've actually chosen to stick with a lot of their core.
Yes.
Again, not really much of a surprise because I think they built a really good team.
Exactly.
Just that little push needed.
Yeah.
See, if the few players if you're releasing, if among them are Lavneet Sisodia and Sherfain Rutherford,
That's
then you've
okay.
really stuck with your core.
Yes.
Maxwell, Hazelwood, Faf, Kohli, etc. All are still
So
there.
Faf and Virat will open.
Yeah.
Faf
you have
and
a
Virat will
finisher in
open.
Dinesh Karthik also.
Oh, that's well an idea.
Rajat Patidar will also
Number 4
get
will
into that
feature,
11.
yes.
Anuj Rawat, I doubt will if he'll start. Maxwell, yeah.
Yes, of
Maxwell
course.
Hazelwood will be-
He's injured, but I think by then
He'll recover.
he'll recover. Maxwell, then Hasaranga is also there.
Oh, yes.
Hasaranga.
Shahbaz Ahmed is also there.
Harshal is one guy.
Harshal will also get into that 11.
There's David Willie as well, by the way.
Yeah, he'll be a bench
Hazelwood
player.
is also there.
Yeah, so their 4 foreign players will be
Siraj
Hazelwood,
is there.
Hasaranga, Siraj, right? How can we forget?
Hazelwood's there.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. If they're foreign players you're looking at, then Wanindu,
Wanindu,
Hazelwood,
Maxwell,
Maxwell,
Hazelwood.
and Faf.
Faf.
Faf is skipper, no? He has
Faf
to be
is
dropped.
skipper,
Can't be
yeah.
dropped.
You
sorry.
said Faf,
Faf,
Maxwell, Hasaranga, 3,
Hazelwood.
Hazelwood.
and then Hazelwood.
Yes,
Because
Hazelwood.
dead bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was pretty good
Very
last
good
season.
last
course.
year.
One of the
Very
reasons
good
why
last
they
year.
did well.
True.
Because RCB they've had this perennial problem of leaking too many runs in the death overs.
Yeah, but he was really good for them at that.
Hazelwood
Yes.
perhaps was one of the reasons why they did
Even
well.
Maxwell was good for them last year.
Yeah, with this middle
for
over
a change,
WWs.
for a change, yes. Maxwell really, stuck to his reputation.
By the way, Ravindra Jadeja has just tweeted
Okay.
a picture.
Okay.
Of
Basically, a picture of him and MS Dhoni, and he's saying everything is fine with a yellow heart and hashtag restart.
Okay.
so,
That's telling.
yeah, exactly. Like, of course, there's a couple of things that
Jadeja.
can be read between the lines here, but chalo, as was expected, he is there.
Yeah, I know. A
Kedar
lot of
Pure,
people had been floating these stories that he is being traded to DC, to MI, to all these this thing. I think somebody at
You were very clear that he's not going anywhere.
In fact, I think I've made it said it here more than a few times. Then, anyways, can we have the next
Team.
team? RCB, I think they were pretty sorted. Then comes Rajasthan.
Now comes
Royals.
your team, Rajasthan Royals.
Yes.
I think they were also pretty clear as to what they wanted. They wanted to retain Sanju. There were a few stories also floating around about Devdutt Padikkal being released.
Yes,
Yeah, but
yes.
he got retained.
Yes, yes.
So Sanju Samson, their captain, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shimran Hetmar, Devdutt Padikkal, Joss Butler, Riyan Parag, Prasidh Krishna, Trent Bolt, Obed McCoy, Navdeep Saini, Kuldeep Sen, Kuldeep Yadav. By the way,
other
this is not the Chinaman Kuldeep Yadav from you. This is the other. Ravichandran Ashwin and Yuzi Chahal, of course, both in the
At least here there's no debate over who
Exactly.
plays.
Yes,
Then
yes.
KC Karyappa. And now the players who've been released: Arunayar Singh, Corbin Bosch. Was he even there?
He was, but he was only picked at base.
Daryl Mitchell, I think, could have been used better. They didn't
He's
find
not
a
the
place
only
because
one.
I think Daryl Mitchell's best utilization that even New Zealand made was while he was batting higher up the
Yeah,
order.
4 or 5, nothing
Right.
lower than that.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Neesham, of course, since his form has not been too great, so he's been released. And plus, where would you play him? Then you have Karun Nair. He has been released.
No surprise.
No surprise.
Nathan Coulter-Nile
No surprises.
has been.
There'll be a few takers
although-
of Coulter-Nile, I believe.
He gets injured, but he gets injured.
He's injured, but you never know. But he was pretty good
Yeah.
for Mumbai Indians, no? That season.
He's done well for Mumbai, he's done well for KKR, he's
the
done well for multiple.
the last season that Mumbai Indians won.
2020.
He was there. I think
Yeah,
he
you're right.
was there. Trent Bolt was there, and there was one more fast bowler. Was that
Jasprit
Andrew Ty?
Bumrah.
Oh, Bumrah, of course, was there. Was there?
No, Ty never played for
So
Mumbai.
there was a so basically they used to keep switching between Coulter-Nile and there was one more guy. I'm forgetting. Anyways, Rassie van der Dussen.
He's one player I think
Yes.
would have been used much better.
Yes, yes.
I think in fact.
And his average, by the way, in T20 cricket is scary.
Yeah, and he's a very, very good batsman. He's a very good batsman. And there were times when they could have actually played him. They went in with only 3 foreign players in the 11.
Correct.
Yes.
Still, Van der Dussen didn't get a game. So that was pretty unfortunate. Shubham Garwal, another left-handed batter and a left-arm spinner. They persisted with Riyan Parag. He never got a game. Then Tejas Baroka. 13.2 crores is what Rajasthan Royals are left with. Overseas slots remaining 4 because they've released Nisham, Daryl Mitchell, Coulter-Nile and RVD. So these are the 4 foreign players who've been released. At least Rajasthan, they were pretty clear as to what they want, and their core remains same. In fact, the playing 11 remains same because Daryl Mitchell didn't get too many games, Nisham didn't get too many games, Karun Nair didn't get a game at all last season. Coulter-Nile did get, but
injured afterwards.
RVD, I think they couldn't make good use of Rassi Van der Dussen. So he's been 13.2 crore is what they are left with. Let's see if they get the.
I think now they'll mostly be looking to.
Will it be the homecoming for Ben Stokes for 13.2 crores? I doubt.
I doubt. Not with that money. You're
Not
getting
possible.
him.
Not possible.
Because remember, with mini auctions, there's always been a trend that one player goes for crazy money.
Yeah.
Ben Stokes, in fact, when he first broke the record, was a mini auction.
I think Ben Stokes, most of the teams will go for Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
And maybe, they can actually have a. I think they were not prepared last time for Jofra Archer.
Yeah.
Because they even spoke to him initially and he wasn't too sure whether he will enter the auctions or not. But then they also got to know that his agent or manager rather was in touch with a few teams and they asked him, of course, a lot of these times, managers also influence the decision. He was picked by Mumbai Indians despite the fact that they were well aware that
he won't be available,
in that last season. But then they went with him and went for him rather and paid around 10 crores if not
handsome
more.
amount of money for
10 crores for
so 10 over there, 15 to Ishan. They did some, again, Mumbai is
mind-boggling things.
Yeah. Mumbai's transfer window last year was just
I think if somebody like Jofra Archer could have been back in that Rajasthan Royal setup, would have been very good for, because I think that's one place where they lack. Trent Bolt with the new ball, he can be a little dangerous, but then the likes of McCoy,
he was good.
Kuldeep Sen, by the way,
was good, if I remember correctly.
Later on.
Yes. I'm saying these players, they're very good. Of course, all these players who've been retained, who are playing in the IPL at the international level, they're all very good. But I'm saying that they're not the kind of bowlers who somebody would be threatened to face. The likes of Jofra Archer, if you have somebody like Ben Stokes in your ranks, if you have a bowler of Jofra Archer's caliber, it does.
Yes.
Although you never know, which Jofra Archer would turn up.
Yes.
Now, considering.
Exactly.
Given his long stay away.
Let's check. What's the next team?
I think only one team remains.
No, 2.
Okay, LSG and
talking about the champions.
Again, they've not made too many moves, but again, they do have 19 crores.
19 crores, yes.
Because last time,
they spent big money on Lockie.
Yeah.
Now they've got him off this thing, and they released Roy traded, and Roy's replacement, by the way, Ramnullah Gurbaz, who they also traded.
Yes.
So they have money there. Varun Aaron getting traded, released. Not a surprise. Same with Dominic Drakes. I don't think he played a game for them.
Maybe.
I don't think he played a game for them. That's what. They were pretty consistent with their playing 11.
Yes.
Gujarat. Gurkirat Singh, again, not much of a surprise. 19.25 crores remaining, and I think they'd have at least 2-3 overseas slots left right now.
Let's just check. Yeah, maybe.
Drakes and Jason Roy. You see Aaron and Roy and get confused.
Shubman Gill opened with
Matthew Wade.
Matthew Wade.
But he's been retained.
Wade was in and out, if I'm not wrong.
Because he had very poor form last
Exactly.
Yeah. So yes, overseas slots remaining with them are 3.
3.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I think they also know that they don't need to change their squad too much.
Yeah.
I think-
So they've stuck with a young R. Sai Kishore who did manage a couple of games right towards the end.
End of the campaign.
Yes, this I think that had to do with a lot of pitches that they were playing on because there
Correct.
was only a few venues that the matches were being played on. So they saved Sai Kishore for that. I remember they've got Tewatia in the middle order, Vijay Shankar, Mohammad Shami,
And the David Miller.
and the
Killer
David
Miller.
Miller. Yes, Pradeep Sangwan is also an option with them.
To be
Yes,
fair, he did
Dayal.
play a couple of games.
Yes, Dayal as well.
He
was
did really well
impressive.
with
Yes,
the new ball.
Yes.
Remember him.
Jayant Yadav becomes their slow bowling off spinning option.
If they want to.
If
use
they
it.
play
If they, I don't think last year he got a game. Did he?
maybe one or two.
No,
not
I
more than
doubt.
that.
And then there is Noor Ahmad.
Then there is Rashid Khan also.
Of course.
There is.
A certified starter.
True.
Yes.
So Shubman Gill might just open with
with
Matthew Wade.
with
no, that one player that I'm talking about every time.
Ben Stokes.
Never-
If they get Ben Stokes,
if
then
they get
two-time
Ben Stokes,
champions.
then again with 19.25, yes, I think
They
they,
can,
are in.
they
They
can.
can go for him, probably. But again,
No, I'm saying
yes, they do
can.
have enough squad depth to be honest. Yes, to go for Ben Stokes. But would they look at him as an opener and then want to go in with him? Because
Sure.
Why not?
Why not?
If see if a player of his caliber comes into my franchisee, my
I'll play
team,
him wherever.
Exactly, I'll play him wherever I feel is important, and I would want him to play most number of deliveries. As simple as that.
It's like what England were doing with
Yeah,
him. His T20I numbers are nothing to write home about. But they knew this man is a proven match winner. You keep him there, he will pull off miracles
But
for
okay,
you.
one of the things that we need to keep in mind that also I think franchises will keep in mind is that the home away format will also return. So many of the signings will also determine where these teams see these players playing over the next couple of years.
Correct. And also don't forget the pitches will mostly be again batter friendly.
Yes.
Remember later on towards the tournament last year, because they were using the same pitches, it really kind of slowed down towards the end. A lot of the Mumbai pitches.
Yes,
So
yes.
this year, of course, home away format returning. You want to have options on your bench if you want to go horses for courses.
Yeah.
And now let's just check out the last team.
Last team.
Who themselves interestingly started this particular
Trading season.
with 0.0 in their bank.
Yes.
So they've had to release
But
players.
I don't understand a couple of their releases here.
Which of the couple you don't get it? Holder they
Holder
went.
and Lewis.
See, Holder they went big for. Remember, then he didn't really perform, and in fact, bringing him in kind of threw the dynamic of their team askew. Because they tried Marcus Stoinis to play him everywhere. They tried playing Jason Holder everywhere. They were changing the batting order throughout. I think,
But I
they
still
had
feel
Holder open in one match or something like that.
Holder would be one player they would go for again in the auction.
Maybe get him for less money.
Perhaps for at a lesser price.
Yeah, but see, Dushmantha Chamira played a lot of games for them, but was expensive after a point.
Yeah.
So that doesn't. A tie was a bit of a surprise because again,
Evan Lewis, was he opening every
Lewis
time?
actually no, he was the one who got dropped for Holder. When Holder came in, he came into the squad a little later.
Yes, just a couple of games later. I
Yes,
believe.
and
Yeah,
Evan Lewis
yeah,
was
yeah,
actually doing well for them atop the order. They dropped Lewis, then they had to kind of chop and change their batting order, and that's when they struggled. Because I remember, then of course they had to bring in Quinton de Kock also. Remember, to kind of open with KL.
Yes.
So there was a lot of mishmash in their batting order.
But still, they did fairly well considering it was
Considering
their
considering
first
first
season.
season.
But then, but the benchmark. But there was one more team that was playing
First season
their
and
first-
did even better. Won the tournament.
Exactly.
But still, 23.35
That's
crores.
decent money.
Decent money, and they'll look to get. See, mind you, Manish Pandey played a lot of games for them, so it's not like they'll be looking for one Indian batsman for sure.
Maybe you're looking at the orange cap holder.
Yeah.
Perhaps. There aren't any surprises in the IPL, are there?
No, there are. I mean, how well did he do in the semi?
Because there are no minnows or no big teams.
Exactly. But to be fair, last year he got 100 against MI. They finished 10th in the table. Kind of proves my point.
Okay. Shane just finds reasons to get after KL Rahul.
Been doing it since this IPL only. Said it there. A lot of people didn't agree with
me.
me.
He was again in the top 4 run scorers.
He was close. Yeah. He was
Yes.
in and around. Yes.
Anyways, can we?
I think now we'll take some comments. Because
Can
we've
we
gone
take
through
a few
the
comments?
Yes.
Before we wrap up.
Yes.
Yeah, this has been a long. Oof. Yeah, we've been going. All right.
Let's just see.
As Pranit says, that really nice to see Punjab Kings actually stay. Yeah, I think that was another talking point. Many people thought that Mohammad Shah Rukh Khan might just get released.
Yeah,
They
because
stuck
again,
with
he
him.
did get some games.
But then they dropped him. And remember,
They dropped him because
signed him for
again
big
he was
money.
batting he was getting to face what 5-7 deliveries.
Too low down
again,
the order.
expected to do the finishing job, which again not everyone can do a DK job, let's say, or as good a job
Wait,
that
go
like
down,
DK
go down,
was
go
doing
down,
last
go
year.
down. Aman Gupta, KL got 200 versus Mumbai. Mumbai finished 10th last year. This is the same Mumbai. Not five-time champions Mumbai. Last year they were a bang average team.
Yes. Any news about Kyle Jamieson?
No.
He's struggling with an injury right now, if I'm not wrong, right?
I think, we're talking about Ben Stokes, even Sam Curran. A lot of people are pointing out. Cameron
Didn't
Green.
play the IPL last
And
year.
by the way, there's Cameron Green also.
I think he'll go for big money too.
Yes.
He will go for very big money.
These are some
Cameron.
of the
Yes.
players. I think a lot of franchises will go after them.
Yeah, because they're young, no? You can actually
Young
build a
and
team around them.
again, one thing that will obviously matter is the kind of display that we saw from Cameron Green
In India. Correct.
In India, when he wasn't even supposed to open.
Correct.
So he sent out to open, and yeah,
He did a very good job for them.
a very good job. And so much so that it almost took him to the World Cup as well.
They did actually
They
eventually.
did, but yeah, couldn't play him.
And a lot of players would actually want to play this season of the IPL. A lot of foreign players would want to play this season of the IPL.
Is it because of the World Cup?
Because the World Cup, although it's an ODI World Cup, but still, if you do well in this season with a 10-team competition, I think a lot of players would want to be and get noticed by their national boards or selectors
absolutely.
Yes.
and get picked.
It's an audition of sorts.
Although the duration is, as in the number of matches have increased now.
I thought this year was still
This year
74.
or the next year?
This year will be following the same format.
I think
There's
so.
groups.
Yeah.
74.
I think this year there's still going to be
Seedings.
74 matches.
74 and then it's going to be 90, I guess.
Yeah, I think from the 2020
And it's going to be
Oh,
a
season.
3-month competition then.
Good
3-month
Lord.
competition.
Anyways,
Okay, we've got a super chat, I believe. Roy SP. KKR has a pace, vulnerable batting lineup, need an Indian wicketkeeper, could have released Varun and get a better
Purse.
Purse,
Yeah, because they
okay.
had him for 7-8 crores. LR Chetan
could be an option.
LR Chetan.
LR Chetan. Who wants to talk us through LR
I-
Chetan? I don't know a lot about him.
Unfamiliar. Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. Pace vulnerable. I mean, I don't
in
know.
terms of batting,
Yeah.
Would you just say that because
Shreyas
Shreyas
was the
was
captain?
exposed last year? Would you
Yeah.
just,
Because Shreyas is the captain.
but
and Umran Malik, remember that?
Oh man.
oh, the way he set him up.
No, that was beautiful.
I think that was quite a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. They do. I think they do need an Indian wicketkeeper now that they've released
Sheldon?
Sheldon. Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder who they'll go for. KS Bharat maybe? I don't know.
Perhaps. Again, if they want to go for an Indian.
Yeah.
They had a Sheldon Jackson though. Mridul Krishna.
Yeah, the Sheldon Jackson that people confused him being an overseas player.
Yeah.
That Sheldon Jackson.
People.
So,
I think a lot of us thought that Jaddu will not play with CSK again, Mridu.
okay, Williamson can go in CSK. He was the future captain CSK were after.
Williamson age 32. To be fair, Sid wanted that too, remember? He said it all there. He's like,
Who,
I love,
Sid?
Yeah, I want Williamson to be the guy. He loves Williamson, we know that much.
Okay.
Which is the most surprising release for you guys this season? YSJ Boy is asking.
Shane.
Pooran. Could have stuck with him. Yeah, I think. That one stunned me a tad.
About it.
What about you, Rahul?
I'll have to think about it.
I know mine. Lockie Ferguson.
But he wasn't released, no? He was traded.
But I don't get the trade as well.
Yeah, I don't get the
I don't
trade
get the
either.
trade as well.
It was a very good trade for KKR.
Of course
I'm
it
very
was,
happy
which is
about
why you're
that.
happy.
Yeah.
But that's one development that's taken me by surprise.
Yeah, I was very surprised that they just let him go.
Yeah.
Vivek Bhagat, will Harry Brook play IPL? Man, he was really good
Interesting.
he was really good in Pakistan.
Pakistan, yes, interesting. Yes, that's a good name. That's a good name.
Would be interesting to see if he gets.
Well, one more name I think many franchises will have on their mind is Josh Little.
Yeah.
If you're looking for
Left-hander.
left-hander can bowl those nice good
Good little
lengths,
bit of assistance from the pitch.
and he can be lethal. Yeah.
And he can get a hat trick.
Go down, Shivam.
Is Mark Wood retained by LSG? Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
He's there. He's there.
Good,
Yes.
good on them.
Yes.
Good on them. Very, very good. Yeah.
Okay.
Sai Kishore.
TSD gamer just needs to go back, play his game, and
Green to get highest bid. Rohit Roy wouldn't be surprised if he's at least one of the highest. Cameron Green.
Yeah, Cameron Green, Sam Curran, and
Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes.
I think
Again,
these players, they could be the highest gainers in that.
GGK, I doubt any team will go for Dasan Shanaka. I doubt. YSJ versus Sikandar Raza, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. He's starting
Better batsman than Sunil Narayan.
and bowls like him only.
And both like
Bowls exactly like him. I don't get that.
Yeah.
and is a better, at least a quicker fielder.
I mean, Sunil Narayan was never a quick fielder. He always runs in second gear, that man.
I think the CSK will go for
I don't know.
Sam
I think I read Salt's name there as well.
Phil Salt.
Phil Salt. Would he be an interesting prospect?
I doubt he'd come in now, truth be told. Again, I think he would be an interesting prospect for sure. But yes.
So Shreyas Iyer, even Rana struggles, Venkatesh Iyer too. Yes,
and
valid
Russell.
point. Point. Even Russell and Sunil.
Russell early on, yes. Against express pace, he'll look to go for a big shot and get out.
But again, if he's coming again when the deck sort of slows, and again if
Then he will be battering people.
Exactly.
I think now a lot of teams, a lot of fast bowlers, they play with his ego, Andre Russell.
Correct.
So they try and bowl those
Intimidate
short deliveries, and
it'll be interesting though how Shreyas now responds to this. Again, I think that'll be one of the things to look forward to in the New Zealand series as well.
New Zealand series and even the IPL.
IPL, of course, building up to the IPL,
Yeah.
because he stands exposed at the moment.
But of course, again, New Zealand is not a place where you will get a ton of bounce. Seam, on the other hand. But anyway, if
But
he's got him a
I
chance-
agree with you, at least with Venkatesh Iyer and then
Rana.
Shreyas Iyer, Nitish Rana.
that is correct actually.
I agree.
Yeah, Rassi in the middle, good option.
Could be, yeah. So imagine Russell coming in after Rassi.
Ooh,
huh?
yes, good.
Meet Sony is saying Pant will open or at number 4. I think number 4.
Number 4, 100%. And DK again, yes.
By Little Sam Curran as they have a weak death bowling. Yeah,
I think CSK might just go for Sam Curran because they wanted Jordan to be their
because
he
they
belly played.
released 2 overseas all-rounders. If you see Dwayne Bravo and Chris Jordan both.
And Adam Mill.
Yeah.
Because
he's
bowler,
young,
but yeah.
and Sam Curran is younger.
Okay,
he's
Has
fitter,
played for CSK.
Has played
Punts.
for, could be a homecoming.
Meet Sony is asking Pant to open or number 4?
No. Number 4.
Number 4?
Number 4. Because again, if you have Warner and Shaw,
Yeah.
you're not opening. Yeah, DK comeback, we know, it was kind of expected.
Yeah.
He might not play for India again, but he's 100%
He might
playing
not,
IPL
he might not,
until,
Oh, Sikandar Raza will be an interesting.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
Yes.
Rahane, yeah, I think, no, I don't know. So maybe some team will pick him at base price if he lowers his.
If he lowers his base
He went to
price.
KKR for 2 last year.
Two?
Yeah.
You sure about the number?
100%.
Okay.
Rohit Roy, no, KKR did not retain Alex Hales. I think they wanted to, but he said that he's not going to be available to play the IPL this year,
IPL,
so
yeah.
they're not. They couldn't retain him.
Imagine Hardik, Rashid and Stokes.
Give it
up?
up.
Game over?
Mank, I believe, will be in
High
highest.
demand.
Okay, high demand.
High, okay.
CSK might want him for Robin Uthappa, SRH2. GT could look for Gill plus Mayank.
Oh man, that's a slow opening order, though.
Yeah, KKR needed him, but with 7 crores, no. Yeah, Mayank. It's also about the team management and utilization of a player. One player may not do well for one franchisee, and then suddenly
Go and become a world beater in
exactly.
another.
Yeah.
Somebody like Dinesh Karthik joined RCB and made a comeback through that performance in
Correct.
that last season. So yeah, it is also about how you use or utilize. Now the Shivam Dubey,
Yeah.
whatever said and done, underperformed for majority of the franchises
For-
like
yes.
Rajasthan. But then
RCB2.
Then he got he was picked by CSK, and ended up as their leading run scorer last season.
If not leading, then close enough.
Close enough.
Because
I
had
think he
that
got a
one very-
90 odd as
yes,
well.
Yes.
He got a
Although his bowling stands very exposed.
Yes,
right now.
yes.
So I think it is.
But again, has he been doing enough in the domestic circuit? I have my doubts.
And that's my thing. His bowling also right now. I remember last year he bowled that 19th over, got tongued all over the place, didn't bowl after that.
Yeah.
And Mayank is a with KL Rahul at least he's done so well. Even with RCB he's done well.
In Karnataka and
Exactly.
even
Karnataka.
Kings
So it's
11.
not that
In
he's
Punjab
a
as
bad player. He's a very good player.
Quality
Just
player,
that
no doubt about that.
I think suddenly out of the blue you had him, you made him the captain. I don't know
Why?
how much say he had in that 11 or the decision making. Because the coach, of course, he also got fired, Anil Kumble. So maybe.
Could be, yeah. Shivam, can we have a look at some of the other comments before we wrap it?
IPL has been okay. Let me take this one. From Mayank Thapiyal.
Okay.
IPL has been like a blessing, more for overseas players. Helped a lot in improving their game in subcontinent. On the contrary, Indian players are deprived of crucial T20 experience of foreign leagues. Now that's a Mayank, that's a policy decision taken by the BCCI. A lot of players have been asking and demanding. In fact, a lot of players who are not who cannot make it to the 11, they know it, but they don't want to retire also.
Yes.
So a lot of players have retired only because so that they could play in those foreign
Domestic
leagues.
leagues, or foreign leagues, sorry,
Retired.
Unmukh Chand being the prime example.
No, he though has moved
He switched
to-
nationalities.
He's he's done that.
Yeah, so a lot of players have retired. That's a policy decision by BCCI. And as far as a lot of players, what did he say? Has been a blessing for overseas players. I think even for Indians, Ravindra Jadeja, if you see, even R. Ashwin, by the way,
Was very much an IPL product.
we know him as a test bowler, but he also made his mark
As a power play bowler for CSK.
Exactly.
Remember?
And then who else?
but
Even
would it be-
Jasprit Bumrah.
But would it be
Bumrah,
fair to say
Hardik
that?
Pandya to an extent.
Would it be fair to say that the Indian players haven't benefited as much?
No, I think the players have benefited, but I think why that hasn't translated to international success is muddled decision making when it comes to who to include, who not to include, lack of consistency. We discussed all these things.
The core, yeah.
Yeah, there is no core.
It's the approach, it's the setup. A lot of things have to change if you are to do well in
ICC tournament.
In ICC tournament, especially T20 cricket we are talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
A lot has changed.
Yeah, I mean, the IPL gave you a big talent pool. We can't diss that.
I mean, it's not that Indian cricket hasn't improved in the last few years. Indian cricket has improved, but the problem is that even the other teams who are playing international cricket, they have also improved.
Yes.
It's not that we have improved; they are stagnant. So everybody.
Well, you can't say that England won the T20 World Cup because they had the players playing in the IPL. No, they stuck to. They had a formula for it.
In fact, a lot
majority
of
their players
weren't
it's not-
playing IPL.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Hales didn't play. The likes of
And
Harry
it was a
Brook, Phil
conscious
Stott.
decision to not play the IPL.
Exactly.
Stokes didn't play.
Stokes didn't
Stokes
play.
didn't play.
Malan didn't play.
Exactly.
Malan didn't
And who are they? Who are their fast bowlers?
Sam Curran
Sam Curran didn't play.
Sam Curran
Mark
didn't play.
Wood got injured, would have played.
Would have
Adil
played.
Rashid didn't play.
Yeah.
Chris Wokes didn't play. There's so
Exactly.
many players
So
who
many
didn't play
players.
the IPL.
Anyway.
So, anyways, I think we can call it a day now.
Yeah, it's been a very long discussion. I thank you all for joining us. And of course, don't forget, if you enjoy what it is that we do, like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment. I know you left a lot of comments. We
Comments,
couldn't
yeah.
quite actually take all of them. We tried our best.
we tried our best to take as many.
Yeah, but man, what an interesting day. And of course, now, you're just waiting when the auction time comes, when we get all that confirmation. Stay tuned. We'll bring you all of that as well. And of course, stay tuned. We'll be bringing you a few more videos before we call it a day. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
See you.